And welcome on in, everyone. Behind the Counter podcast live here on Insane Games TV. Mike and I here, October 5th, 2020. We are live here from Behind the Counter here at Insane Games. Got a lot of stuff to go over. Some fantasy football stuff. A lot of injuries this week. We'll go over some of the drama of that and discuss some different things about that. And then kind of talk a little store and channel business here on Behind the Counter. And then we'll wrap it up for the next show after us here tonight on the channel.
Can I just say how stupid this chair looks? It's wildly. Dan insisted that I sit in the stupid stool.
Why?
And it looks horrible.
If I put the other one on there, you would have been sitting. You sit like 3 feet.
I look
below.
like a dunce, is what I look like.
Not
I look
really.
like I'm sitting in the fucking dunce chair, all propped up.
You can't even tell.
Fucking bear shit.
I think it looks just fine.
We'll see how it goes. I might spontaneously get up and get the other chair out of nowhere.
I think it looks just
I
fine.
look like a goddamn dunce.
Not really. I don't know why you keep saying that word. Is that your
Dan's
word
like,
of
you're
the
going to
day?
be using the dunce chair today. And he was super insistent on it.
I think it looks just fine.
Anyone in there knows it looks dumb.
Not really. So not much channel business. The only really schedule changes we have for today is No Look back after us 7 o'clock here tonight. And then Monday Night Gaming will be from 8 to 9 instead of 8 to 10 tonight. Austin, a big Packers fan, wants to go watch the Packers game for a little bit. So he's going to do a little bit of a shortened stream on that. But other than that, pretty much the full schedule the rest of the week. Brothers in Arms are back out at Friday. You and I sit in the back. We kind of enjoy listening to their call-outs and in the way they communicate as they're playing. Are they playing Search and Destroy or Team Death? They're not doing Team Death.
They mixed it up the last couple of weeks.
They're doing a little bit of both,
Search and
right?
Destroy last week.
But just listen.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the inside mind of the team that
listening
slapped
to
us
all their
around in the
call-outs.
tournament. So
They did more than slap us
so
around.
they take it far more seriously than us in a good way. So I'm not too disappointed to see
Far
that I lost
more
to them.
serious than us.
Me and Tom just kind of jump in there for fun, and we do take a fair amount of cheeks. That being said,
I suppose.
want to talk about you slapped Retro Wednesday around all week long?
Not really. We had internet problems here, so we had a couple shows that got reshifted around this past week because we had internet problems.
So we had a scheduled repair set right on Retro Wednesday. We're going to do a scheduled repair from 5 to 7. And then
That wasn't my doing.
That couldn't have been any other time, but 5 to 7, I guess, was the time during Retro that we have this scheduled repair. And then we're like, we'll do it on Thursday. Dan, nope, doesn't want to do it Thursday. And then Friday, he's like, oh, I'll sneak you in for 45 minutes before Brothers in Arms. And I said I have far too much respect for Retro Wednesday for it to be treated that way. And I do not accept a 45-minute time slot before another show. I'd rather die. So, long story short, Retro Wednesday is on the bench for now.
It is not.
We're not sure when it's going to return. Maybe it'll be Friday. Maybe it'll be Thursday.
It'll be Wednesday.
Maybe it'll be Tuesday at 1
5
o'clock when we can squeeze it in.
I didn't change. Tom came down and said, I'm doing the repair from 5 to 7. Well, who are you kidding? You probably love to come down at 7 o'clock Wednesday night instead of 5.
My viewers of Retro Wednesday would disagree.
And then
you stabbed them
and the original plan was
as long as me in the back.
The original plan was for you to do Thursday. And then we after the repair, we came to the conclusion that our internet was having problems and we needed to be up. So we didn't want to do Retro Wednesday with internet issues and with it lagging. So we said, we'll do it Friday. I called, got it scheduled for Friday morning. OC5, I said, can stream from... I cut him down an hour to put you in from 4 to 5 and to have...
That's completely unacceptable.
Well,
Not only is it my normal time slot, it is 50% of what my normal time slot would be.
I didn't see any issue with it. I think you're completely
If you were to do that to
overreacting.
any sort of stand-up comedian, they would consider it a spit in the face and probably never perform at your
And look
venue
what we
again.
have now. We have 5 times the internet speed. Because of it.
At what cost?
At what cost?
At Retro Wednesday's vein and then anger coming forward now. So keep an update on the schedule. It might be any day of the week.
Yee!
Whenever Dan's busy schedule
Your
can
show,
allow it.
Retro Wednesday, will be as scheduled, Wednesday from 5 to 7, followed by the Dream Team from
We'll
7
see.
to 9. And then Dave from 9 to close. That is exactly what the schedule will be.
We'll see. Maybe I won't feel like it this week. Maybe I'll schedule a repair at my house from 5 to 7.
We found out the same day. Tom said, I need to come down and fix the part from 5 to 7.
I have a scheduled chilling and grilling
And do I need to
with one of my
read the
homies
responses?
from 5 to
You were
7.
all for it. Oh, yeah, it's
then
fine.
we said Wetro Thursday was going to happen.
And then we decided the internet. Did you want to stream with lagging internet?
Yeah,
I'd rather people not watch it than watch you freezing every 15 seconds.
It's one of those situations where I respect it too much to also put it through that as well.
Okay.
So all in all, Wetro's been slapped around left and right, front and center from all angles.
Not really.
You only doubled down on my case of why I should be upset.
Nope.
And then we debut the newcomers, Brothers in Arms, on the crisp new internet. Fucking bullshit.
Would
You
you want
couldn't
me
even update the Call of Duties for the young lads.
Did you want me to push it back so we have to stay here till later?
Then, I said I hit the update, but it doesn't
No,
update.
that's your blunder. I don't want to hear
My
about
blunder.
it. You said the week before, I will make sure they're all ready to
No.
go next week.
No.
You said that. You said, I will make sure they're all ready to go next week. And here we were playing, not understanding. I guess every individual profile has got to go through the process.
Well, that's the case. I don't have their passwords to get into there either anyway. So.
But you sat right there
It
and
might
said,
be
I'll
a
make
week
sure they're
later.
all ready to go next week.
And then you told me you did it,
I said they updated.
and they didn't.
They did update. They all sat there in the little box that said
Apparently
updated.
not.
What?
I said apparently not.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're 100%
No,
wrong.
you looked like a fool in front of the Brothers in Arms.
I didn't. I didn't look like the fool. You look like the fool.
You're like, I got this super high speed internet, and then you're just sitting there staring at it, downloading at 30 megs a second.
And then Mike.
I had to come over and fix it.
Really, Mike? You leave the Windex bottle in the middle of the set?
It's a pretty nice. What up, Mark? How's it going?
Mark,
We're
how's
just
it going?
discussing Dan's shine before you arrived.
No, we weren't.
Just kidding. We were talking about how Dan was slapping around my program.
Not
No
really.
respect
We
for it.
had to move it because we got much faster internet here. I think it's a well-deserved thing for all of us to benefit.
And Dan can't update any Call of Duties ever.
Why?
Why would you?
Why wouldn't I update them?
No, it's what?
Huh?
I'm saying you don't know how to update them.
I said they were updating. I turned all the Xboxes on and all the little box icons said updating under them.
I thought you would learn from the NBA 2K21 incident that that's not always what you need to do.
Then
Dan just pops it in, the disc in, and he's like, well, I'm done.
Then they shouldn't make them that specific anymore then. It sits right there. It says updating. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that is updating.
Not what they needed, though. Yeah,
All right, moving on from channel business.
Hey, that's some channel complaints.
Whatever.
We'll see Wetro at 1 o'clock Friday.
No, I don't think so. That's when OC5 is. What, 2?
We'll see if I can squeeze it in for 20 minutes or something.
So, moving on to some fantasy talk throughout the channel and throughout our fantasy league. A lot of injuries this week. It looks like you lost Chubb for a couple weeks.
It is a shame. He was my sweet prince from the Browns, but he'll recover, hopefully in time, before I lose too many. And fresh legs for the late season when I need them most. I mean, that's the optimistic way to look at it.
Tom lost a couple players this week.
The Stone Cold truth, he's out for 6 weeks, is pretty mean, pretty harsh to take in at a front. But at least he didn't get the Saquon Barkley business. So.
No one got the Saquon Barkley business. I sit here and I love hearing about all the people that are upset that all their players are getting hurt. Well, you know what? I've been down this road. Okay, I don't care what people say. I mean, I've had Kenny.
Well, I'm not asking for anyone's sympathy.
Okay, out of the 4 weeks that are played, My number 1 is injured now. He missed 3 of the 4. Okay. My number 2 has missed 2 of the 4. My number 3 has missed 2 of the 4. My number 4 has missed 2 of the 4.
Who's your number 4?
Mozart.
I thought he was your 5th.
5th. Okay. Calvin Ridley is my 4th. My bad.
I mean, he's played all season long and far above expectations, I would say.
Whatever.
As a number 2 receiver on a team. So you get your luck in, you also get your bad luck.
If it makes you feel better, I drafted Le'Veon Bell first the year he sat out.
Well, Devins, I actually drafted him second the year he sat out. So I'm right there with you. He sat out all year long.
So, I'm sorry if that I don't want, in our fantasy league, I don't want to hear people complain about the people.
I haven't complained once. It is
Okay,
what it
and
is.
now let's go over this
Actually,
week.
I will say,
Let's go over this week before you say anything.
I have a little bit of complaining.
What?
The person that did it
Who?
is a piece of shit. Let me double check his name real quick. I kind of forgot it. I had it with time.
And while you're looking that up, I have.
Tristan Hill.
What about him? Who the hell
This
is
is a
that?
Cowboys fat asshole lineman that not only twisted Chris Carson's ankle on purpose, he now the next week took out my starting running back. They're saying inadvertently, but with a track record like he has, I don't know. All I'm going to say is this guy is a bad news, dirty player. One would even go as far as to say, I hope he dies.
Wow.
No, that's a little far. But I hope he learns a lesson on how to play
Well,
clean.
they find them really, they find that it's really intentional, and they should be stopping them in some way or form. Harsh words indeed. But hey, fantasy brings out the worst of us.
I mean, I'm gonna get into it on the Dream Team with Tommy. We're gonna deeply discuss it. I called it before the game. I said, Chubb's playing Dallas. Hopefully, he doesn't get the alligator roll, just like Chris Carson. And I sent the not like this gift from the Matrix to him, and then it happened. Dallas might be on my list as the dirtiest team in the NFL now.
Marks has another Sue. D. Evans.
Next, Vontae's perfect. He's not athletic enough to be a Vontae's perfect.
I hear what you're saying. I think it's.
You want to see a picture of him?
I saw the play.
Where's the camera? This guy right here.
You putting a bounty on
Put a
him?
huge dagger in my fantasy season.
Mark, I hate cowgirls. The reality is that stuff happens. Now, whether it's intentional or not, I don't know. I can't answer that. But so you have Chubb out. So I have those ones out. Then I have Kansas City and New England that potentially almost didn't play, but luckily they are. Then I have Cam Newton, who I've had on my bench now for 3 weeks in preparation to fill in for Aaron Rodgers next week when he has a bye, is now out. So now I have no quarterback for next week. Okay, I have Adrian Peterson, who I picked up to kind of help my running back situation. He's on a bye next week. Moser could be still out. It's just like I can't seem to get over it. Kenny Galladay's out this week. What?
It does seem like Mostert will be out one more week.
The only positive is after week 5, all my players basically have had their byes. I mean, really. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I can fight with most of my team on.
They have a long stretch without a rest, though. You might get them injured.
At the rate this season's going, I'm not going to be surprised if half the teams aren't fully injured. They're going to be pulling up running backs that no one's even heard of.
I was starting to get upset with the Mark Ingram, big trust, with his lack of carries on the Baltimore Ravens. But maybe they're onto something with the lack of preseason and health issues. Maybe they're only giving all their running backs 5 carries a game just so none of them get hurt.
That could be.
Maybe they're saving Big Trust for a late season push.
Big Trust.
Say this is 4 games in. That's the size of the preseason. It's time to start seeing some more carries for Big Trust.
Big Trust.
Mark Ingram, he deserves more than.
So when you
getting.
look at our fantasy teams, who's had the biggest hit with injuries?
Well, between me and you,
Between all of us.
I've only had one. No, I've had 2 injuries. My 3rd and my 1st round pick now are attacked. Tommy's team with his Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Chris Godwin. And then he's got Jonnu Smith with COVID this week, got pushed back. So he had a rough week. Your team's going to come out fine. It's just that now that bye week got mixed in with injuries, it was a little tough stretch. But once you get James Conner mixed back in with Mostert, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Fucking hello? Are we doing a podcast? Or what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
You're texting?
Yeah.
This is absurd. I'm just going to go do something else then. I'm just going to play Xbox, I guess, is how this is.
Well, we've been going pretty good with Warzone lately.
Me and Tom have.
Whatever. I don't even know what that means.
I know exactly what that means.
So we have Dave Mann.
This
Pretty
team's
crazy
looking
team
good.
going right now.
Say I can look at the Kareem Hunt doing well now that Chubb's out. He's still no Chubb. He's no Chubb. He's good, but he's no Nick Chubb. And I think the Browns will learn that in his absence and hopefully get him back out there. Not rush him, because he needs to get healthy for my whole season, but the Browns are a better team when Nick Chubb's on the field.
Of course, I'm playing Nate this week, who apparently just has... The Brown game was just being completely annoying this week with... Jarvis Landry got me 10 points.
The juice, that was some interesting shit.
I'm glad I played him. I almost didn't. I almost benched him.
He got, what did he get?
He got like 11 points.
10 points. A long bombing pass touchdown.
I'll take it. Hey, I'll take
Lefty, too, a lefty.
anything I can get.
The left-handed slinger.
And then you got...
Odell Beckham Jr., while we're on the subject, he went wild.
He's
And-
that Rizzo team, right?
Poor Tyler, dropping to 0-4, but Odell Beckham had the game of his goddamn life against Tyler.
You hate to see
33
it.
points. That end around was absolutely nuts. Because we don't need to pull it up, but anyone that watched the game this Sunday and saw that Odell Beckham end around,
But you have...
I didn't think he had it in him anymore.
You have Rizzo in our league, who got 65 points last week. Now he's destroying Tyler this week, like 150 points projected. It's absurd.
That's just what fantasy is. It's half and half. You can say it's all skill all you want, but if half of it comes down to luck. You can put your team in any position you want, but
It's absurd to sit here and watch how one week you can get 55 points and then the next week you're getting 150. I just do not understand sometimes how fantasy works.
just all of his teams probably lost the week before, and then this team maybe all of his teams got wins. Better, I don't know. That's kind of what happened to me the first.
What about Tyler's 0-4 status right now? Not looking good. Not looking good. And by the way, they
the
listened
endurance
to
of the
us.
league is tearing them up pretty bad.
They listened to us because Tyler addressed what we talked about last week on No Look Podcast right after us tonight. They were shitting all over our comments addressing how they need to address their losing season so far.
Well, Austin picked up a nice win against the Clown, who I guess is his new big rival. So we'll I guess we'll say it. Austin told.
Can you elaborate on this? Can you explain the situation?
There was some classic smack talk going on in the chat. TJ likes to target people, so he tells Austin to shut up without any sort of warning. He just tells him to shut up for no reason out of nowhere. He wasn't even talking. So Austin says, "Is this guy speaking English?" Because TJ does do a little gibberish from time to time. Here we go. I'll keep going with my story.
Good afternoon, thinking.
Hold on.
Oh,
We good?
keep going.
Where were we? All right. TJ telling Austin to shut up. Austin asking TJ if he speaks English. And then TJ comes at him. What does he say?
He said anything like pay up or shut up or something?
That's the ender. Let me see. I need a little reference before I tell this story.
Yeah, actually
Give
kind
it
of
the
an
full
absurd
justice.
situation. So we have a
All right,
chat
here we
obviously
go.
in our Yahoo Fantasy League where all the teams can talk.
So Austin says, "Is this guy speaking English?" And then Dan's father goes, Saratoga is not that far, you stooge. Wait till I meet you.
Which I'm not quite sure why he said that. But like,
is he sipping down a couple, or?
I know.
So then this is where it all gets crazy. Austin, to Dan's father, says, you want to come suck me dick or what? I'm confused. And
Kind of absurd.
so what I got from it is Austin's telling Dan's father to suck his dick. Very outrageous. And I don't really know what to say after that. After that, I jumped into the chat after that comment. And I said, Austin's slapping the clown around. He's on the ropes. And then we see TJ typing away. In the little thing, he says, ha ha. And then it's quiet for like a couple minutes. And then he starts to say, who's paid and who hasn't paid yet. And he said, how you like those rules, Austin, you crybaby. You're out next series, too.
I was just like, Mark, how's the new space? It's coming good. Hopefully we'll have some more news on that in the coming days. Whoa, Dan's dad's got to be my age. Oh, he could be close. But yeah, Austin, I was like, and you know TJ's one of those ones that he pushes the limits, but there's certain things that just doesn't attract to him. And those type of comments, he just doesn't.
He doesn't like the weird sexual jokes, which I guess is pretty reasonable, but.
So then I side commented Austin. Well, then no. So read the rest. Because then TJ mentioned paying, and Austin got concerned about because he didn't pay in the league. Meanwhile, no one in the league has paid yet besides Nico.
What is this?
What's going on?
My phone won't scroll. Oh, there you go. Alright. So, yeah. He goes, I'm just genuinely confused to what you're saying. This is Austin. He said, you want me to bench their whole teams? Because TJ started out by addressing all the COVID rules and whatnot. And then TJ says you won't be confused. You pay yet, Zeke? Shut your complaining mouth then. And then Austin, Dan never sent me a Venmo request. TJ, money Zeke or shut up. Joker out. And then Austin, he was on the ropes. He was with the blah, 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 blah. He's like, if it was an issue, Dan could have said something. I was glad I just paid. I forgot. And then he's like, I'll throw him a little extra to learn you some literacy while you're at it. And I think that's the last thing that they really said to each other.
So then I reached out to Austin and I said, don't worry about it. The money. Well, I said in the chat, TJ, shut up or whatever. No one's paid yet.
No.
I mean, I didn't want Austin feeling bad about no one paying. Because, I mean, I would feel bad too if someone said that to me in chat.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. No one knows who's paid and who hasn't
paid.
The fact
is, the sucking his dick comment had him on the ropes, and then he had to reach deep for what he could to get Austin back. And he did pick pretty good, I guess. He got him riled up.
I think I might like that. Yeah, you would like him. You would like him, Mark.
But after that, I think Dan texted Austin.
I texted Austin and said, FYI, not that I was like giving him sass or tutoring. I just said, FYI, that's my father. I go, he says a lot of things that just to purposely get people mad. Don't take any offense to it. He actually thought my dad was senior discount.
Yep, someone.
Which is Nico. And I said, no. I go, that's how much my dad causes trouble in chat, and that people make names about TJ, and one calls senior discount.
Yeah, and it's a picture of TJ's head on Megamind.
Which he does not like.
I think it's a reference to his big forehead. A Shevlin family trait.
No, it's a clown, right?
No, it's a dude with a huge head.
He put his.
That was last year. He has a new and improved one this season. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet.
I think I've seen it, but I didn't know it was different than the year
before. Have you ever seen the Megamind guy?
No, yeah.
I think it's a classic thing for the Little League group to use him to mock people, but yeah, classic Shevlin family trait, the big forehead.
Watch it, man. Better fucking watch it.
Mark, yeah, he does.
Watch it, Mark. So yes, we've had some chat drama in the chat this weekend on Fantasy League. And I don't know. I think Austin does Austin need to explain himself further?
It used to be me and Nate that were the biggest rivals of TJ. I think Austin's on his radar this year after this week. We'll see. He loves to attack me, though.
As Austin has said, he's a newcomer on the stream, or in the fantasy league. He's learning the ropes. He's learning who's who. He's got to put it. I mean, and TJ, TJ, he goes for weaknesses, and he may think Austin's weak, and he's going at him. First time in the league, Austin's the rookie.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to it,
the whole go suck my dick thing.
What really matters in the league. It's funny because they were playing each other this week, so we got
which I didn't know either.
We got an immediate answer to this conflict: is that Austin absolutely destroyed your father after telling him that. So maybe a metaphorical dick sucking went down, but
I was baffled in the whole situation. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Would you say that Austin needs to do any explaining? Maybe.
We're only just lightly touching on this subject. This is me and Dan's perspective. We're definitely gonna have to get.
I would love to hear Austin's
collaborating people's.
And I know they watch the show,
so maybe Austin's opinion on this. We're gonna have to have TJ's opinion.
So maybe Austin needs to give his opinion on No Look.
I believe Austin that he didn't think it was TJ, just how he said it, but coming out hot with the dick sucking comment, jeez. No matter who you thought that was, that's kind of absurd. But I appreciate the fire in the chat. And I will say I died out loud laughing when I saw you said that to Dan's dad.
I was laughing too. I was just like, oh.
Almost crying laughing because we get in serious wars with TJ.
I think he got a few likes out of it, if I'm not mistaken.
We don't really cross lines when I argue with your dad, me and Nate.
Because he doesn't recognize you at all. Anytime he talks about what teams are good in the league, he never mentions your team. He goes out of his way never to mention your team.
We keep it clean with the smack talk.
Well, we talk a lot of smack, but it's clean smack.
I don't think anyone's ever broke that line of
so
smack.
So every once in a while when someone throws in some dirty smack, it's like, everyone's like,
That comment would have flied with anyone else but the oldest member in the league. You don't joke like that with old timers.
So I don't know. Maybe Austin needs to address it on No Look. I'd love to hear his side of the story tonight. And I'm shocked.
Maybe an apology is necessary from Austin as well. But you think he's just allowed to tell your dad that, and no apology is necessary?
What I'm shocked is that Tyler didn't message Austin, but yo, that's TJ, that's Dan's dad.
Well, I'm not sure if Tyler is reading it. Maybe. I think he came through later on and he dropped the likes and the fires on all of them.
Who, Tyler?
Yeah. When I went back through and read I noticed he had left his mark on everything.
Oh boy.
So it was in a time when no one could tell him what was wrong.
I don't know. I'd be curious to see what Austin has to say about that. And I would love for Tyler to explain his 0-4 status this week and what he plans on doing.
There's nothing left to say, really.
He's going down a bad road, Mike.
He's got me next week.
A bad
It helps him a little bit that Nick Chubb is injured.
He is 0-4.
I can't have any mercy.
Potentially going to 0-5. It does not look good.
I will battle his team with full respect, but I expect to be the victor at the end.
Does not look good.
And if he goes 0-5 after that, then we start talking if he's worse than the 2017 0-10 team. It's still early, far, far, far too premature to make those comparisons to the 0-10 team, yeah. But there is some whispers.
Don't give AC too much grief. He did send my shirt. Where's my gift card? We gotta mail the gift card out, Mark. So we gotta get your address so we can mail it out. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened in fantasy this week. I'm losing. You're in a nail biter with Jeremy tonight.
I mean,
Tom's losing.
It was a nail biter going in, and now that the Jerick McKinnon put up a 15 spot for me in the 8 o'clock game, I'm in a far more comfortable spot.
So Jeremy, it's still, I don't know, Mike, still kind of a nail biter. It's not over.
Calcium's no joke. I have 3 players to 1, and I'm only down by 8, though.
And then we got.
I would say, this is fantasy football, so anything could happen. But if you are down 8 points with 3 players to 1, you think that you are probably going to win that game, right?
Say it again. If I'm down what?
And say you're down 8 points, and you have 3 players left to that player's 1. You'll think you're probably going to win that matchup.
I would say so, but
So fairly confident, but it is a very good player that he has in
I've
Travis
seen some
Kelce.
crazy things happen in the past, especially when they seem to affect me.
That would be the icing on the cake to get the screw job this week, though, after the Nick Chubb injury. I mean, after you lost Saquon, at least you still won that week. I should at least be able to still get my win
Yeah, I
with Nick
haven't
Chubb
won
going
since.
down. 1 week? This week's not over for you yet.
Nah, I doubt it. Let's be honest here.
You've only lost once since the injury of Saquon.
I don't know about that. Okay. Anything else for fantasy?
I think that's it.
So you got a new purchase you got to do. Can we
Yep.
discuss this a little bit?
I am. I'm looking at new TVs. My 5-year-old 4K TV. My beloved Scepter has finally kicked the dust. It turns on and the logo pops up on it, and then it just goes black. It's the
good.
most enraging thing.
You hate to see it.
It's weird because it worked fine for years, and then once I started playing the games this season on it, that was the final straw. Maybe it was just the feed was too strong for it, too vibrant with the 4K NFL games.
You hate to see it, but you know, it could be done. Time to get a new one. So you're going with what brand now? What are you doing?
Well, I was maybe
Tom
thinking
came in and
about.
broke it down to you about what TV you need to get.
He thought my decision was pretty good too, but he thinks that this one's better just because I could get it faster. And that's the main argument there. But I'm gonna say, is Element even a good brand? It's a Tom brand,
It's
so
a-
I don't want to
it's a
slap it
Scepter
around
brand.
too much. Say it's a Tommy brand.
I
So
mean,
I
all
respect
TVs are
his word.
TVs. You know, you go out and you spend $1,000 on a Samsung, and those ones break before the cheaper ones. It's just like, you know.
I'm gonna say, as long as I get 5 years out of a TV, I feel like that's pretty reasonable.
I mean, I'm at the point now where I forbid to spend a lot of money on TVs.
Say this TV was on all day, pretty much every day the time I had it.
I mean, we've been
It wasn't
relatively
treated
lucky
nicely.
with TVs here, knock on wood.
You know,
You know, these are all what? I mean, these are like 3 or 4 years old.
they're getting
The
there.
insignias. And we have 1, 2,
These ones are nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have plenty of them.
That was a good brand to go with.
I like that's Best Buy's like house brand. Insignia.
Okay.
So I like that one.
Is that what this Element brand is for
I think
Target?
now Element's in a lot of different stores. I think find a used one.
Maybe.
You check.
This is a pressing time matter, though.
I
open
say
box,
just, I just say
maybe.
go to where's this one that town found? Target.
Target.
I just go to Target and get one. For $200, you might as well just get it new.
Well, it's actually $300 after tax.
It's 55 inch.
I would be getting a size upgrade,
And Roku.
like a 6-incher,
Is it a Roku?
big boy. Yeah, it's a Roku.
So it's a smart TV.
I don't have a need for that though. When I have
But
the
you do.
Xbox.
You just had the remote. You just go. I thought the same thing until you don't need it anymore.
I guess it would rest my Xbox.
Or
a
what
little
you
bit.
should do is get another TV for your Xbox, boy.
What's that supposed to mean?
You could watch two things and do 2 things at once.
That'd be a little gluttonous, wouldn't you say?
Not really.
A little greedy.
Is it? Are you really? Can you really not have that many TVs on?
It's not really necessary.
So is this something you're going to get like tonight?
Perhaps.
So we can go play Call of Duty tonight?
We'll see.
Or we're not going to play Call of Duty? You're a guy that needs your TV, so you need to go get it tonight, boy.
I do have my little, what's it called? Red Dead Redemption daily challenges going. But I do need to get on there. It's a process though. I have my old TV hooked up on the entertainment stand. This new one probably won't even fit on my whole entertainment stand.
Gotta get it fixed, boy.
Then I'm gonna have to unscrew the other one from my entertainment stand, unplug all the cables from it. By the time it's all set up, I won't even be able to play tonight, probably.
Not that difficult. It probably has the same plugs. We got a 45-inch for 50 and it works good. There you go.
That's a pretty good deal. Can't beat that.
Hey, you got anything else to go over?
Nope.
Alright, so guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Behind the Counter live here on Instant Games TV. We have Austin and Tyler coming up at 7 o'clock with the No Look podcast, and then jumping right into Monday Night Gaming after that. They're going to be ending a little bit early tonight because Austin's a Packers fan. You got to go watch the Packers game. So make sure you tune in for them. And, of course, check in all throughout the week here on Instant Games TV. And we didn't forget about it. Big announcement next week on Behind the Counter.
The tease.
The tease. We got to wait a couple more days before we can officially announce it. So we're going to announce it next Monday right here on Behind the Counter. We hope you all tune in for that. Hope you guys have a great night. No Look podcast coming up next at 7. Adios.